everyone, and welcome to this episode of Discovering Laguna Woods. I'm Cindy Whitney, and we're coming to you today from our very own equestrian center, and we're going to be experiencing some of these beautiful and majestic animals you see behind me, who, by the way, could use your help. We're also going to meet some of the people who devote their time to caring for these great and amazing creatures. Then we're going to be going over to Clubhouse 1 and have a chair yoga class. Now, chair yoga, in case you didn't know, can be gentle or robust depending on what you put into the practice. But either way, it's a lot of fun and it's very, very good for all of us. So stay right there. We're coming back and we're going to be experiencing the Equestrian Center. Stay right there. Well, hi everyone. We're here at the Equestrian Center with Laura Koparubius. And Laura, thank you so much for having us here today. It's such a beautiful day and the horses look great. So how are you today?
I'm good. I'm so thankful to be here, Cindy, and so happy to show you guys the horses and talk about Village Community Fund. Thanks so much.
Oh, absolutely. We have many things to talk about. And I want to start with the fact that it's such a beautiful, calm, peaceful environment here, and I think that's probably by design. The horses, are free, and they've got places to move around and be together and train and do all sorts of things. So there's a lot of space here, isn't there?
Yes, it's really wonderful both for humans and for the horses. We do our best to provide top quality care for the horses that are here, both the GRF horses who are owned by the community and also our boarded horses owned by residents. They spend their nights in comfy stalls, bedded with fluffy bedding, and then out during the day to have fresh air and be together.
Well, that's great. I wanted to ask you about that, and that is that we have some horses that, as you say, belong to us. They belong to GRF, and there are other horses here. But can we interact with all of the horses, or how does that go? If I were to come over here, would I be able to see the other horses, or?
Well, Cindy, we're still closed, unfortunately, until July the 6th. But after July the 6th, we're going to be providing guided tours of the Equestrian Center, depending on demand, maybe even 2 times a day, where people can come around and have a history told to them of the Equestrian Center and get to meet the GRF horses who are actually owned by Golden Rein Foundation, that are here to serve the community. And they'll have a chance to interact with the horse and maybe take a picture with the horse, get information on horses as a whole. We'll give a little talk on the horses themselves, and allow everyone who wants to come enjoy the Equestrian Center.
Well, that's good, because a lot of people moved in during this past year when we were shut down. They haven't experienced a lot of things in the community, so it'd be really nice to introduce the Equestrian Center to those folks, as well as to reintroduce the Equestrian Center, because a lot of changes have been made too, I think. Now, you haven't been here very long, so let's talk about what you've been doing.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited about the things that we've put in place here over the past year. I came in October, and I actually previously came from several large centers over the years. I started managing equestrian centers in 2006. So I was able to take that experience and bring it to Laguna Woods Village. And I'm very excited that we're creating a new program different from what we've had before, with English and Western riding. We've done some improvements to the facility, added shade trees, added beautiful new painted stalls. We're just so excited to introduce a whole new program. So those who have been here before should come down and see it again. And those who are new should really take an opportunity, because it's really a pearl within the village.
It is. And you reminded me, because I think I knew this when I first moved in, but the fact is that the Equestrian Center was part of the original charter of, it was Leisure World at the time, and then it became Laguna Woods later, but it was part of Leisure World to have an equestrian center here.
Yes, it was actually my understanding that it's the first amenity that we had, and it was built in 1964. So the buildings are just beautiful, historic buildings, and we actually have the largest arena in Orange County. It's more than an acre. So it's really a sight to see, and we're very lucky to have it, especially here in the middle of town, for everyone to enjoy.
And we know that the folks who designed this community were very forward thinking, and they knew that having an equestrian center and being around horses was not just part of an active retirement community or over 55 community. It was going to be something that had benefit for us, great benefit for us. So tell us what happens, when somebody comes over here that maybe doesn't ride a horse, maybe wants to just be around them, maybe used to ride them, or just wants to be around the horses because it reduces your heart rate and your blood pressure. Do you let people come over and just kind of sit and watch the horses, or?
Well, we're actually
not when I understand we're closed, but when we open up.
Yes, absolutely. So we're actually planning a very active calendar of events where we're going to invite the whole community to come down and relax and watch the horses going, training events, but also barbecues and evening events for everyone to come down and enjoy and just sit and watch. Like you said, it's extremely therapeutic to be around horses. Horses are very powerful in what they do for humans, and their heart rate and their anxiety levels drop. So it really will be an opportunity for everyone.
Now we want to talk about something very important today, and that is we want to do something for the horses because they do so much for us, and it's called Help the Herd campaign. Please tell me what that involves and how can we help?
Absolutely. So we are so lucky that Village Community Fund, which is a group within the village that benefits different aspects of the village, has decided to run a campaign to benefit our horses, the GRF-owned horses. So right now we have 10 horses, many of whom have served the community for over a decade, and like humans, as they get older, they need special care. And they've been able to help us in so many ways and are still raising funds to continue to help our horses, to provide basic needs and also medical care for them, and to protect them from flies and make them comfortable as they age. So we're very thankful for that.
Now, you told me a couple of things specifically. You said the fly sheets, and we see those on the horses behind us. And you also mentioned something else that is done within the community, and that's they take the horse manure away from here, which would attract flies. We're getting down to the bare essentials here. And it goes over to landscaping or the nursery. And it's turned into mulch.
It is.
So everything is recycled. And we grow better plants in the community because of that. So these horses are so essential to our lives in so many ways. It's crazy.
Absolutely, Cindy. It's truly amazing. So our manure, which, we enjoy that we're able to both save money by not hauling it out and reduce flies on the property. So we're actually very lucky. Our horses do have these beautiful fly sheets to protect them that Village Community Fund donated to us, but our fly population is low due to the fact that they move it out to our mulch area that the nursery runs, and they mix it in, like you said, and make compost and mulch, and it benefits everyone in the community. The garden centers and also the landscaping team uses it all over the community, and it grows plants beautifully and vegetables beautifully. And
isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
That can be done.
Well, so they're part of the whole community in that way.
Well, we're going to have events, and we're going to have a lot of information coming to us through the Village Breeze and what's up in the village and different avenues of communication that we have about Help the Herd. So I want to thank you for elaborating what the Help the Herd campaign is about today, and thank you so much for coming out and spending time with us and showing some of these magnificent horses to us, and we thank you. And by the way, I was talking to some of the people that bring their horses here and work here, and they are just thrilled to death that you are a new member of our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You are
so thankful
much
to be
loved
here.
and respected, and we love that you're here doing such excellent work. So thank you, Laura, and I'll be over soon because I want to come back and experience what you're putting together here.
Thank you. That will be amazing. It's so nice to be here, and I'm just so thankful, and it was wonderful talking with you.
Thank you. And we will be right back. Well, here we are in the art room at Clubhouse 1, and I am speaking with Chris DeYoung, and we're going to be talking about chair yoga. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Cindy?
Real good. It's nice to be out and about.
Yeah, and see people in person.
See people in person.
Yes.
It's the best. It's great. Well, you know, I was watching your chair yoga on YouTube. I did that during our time away, and that sort of sustained me. And it looks as though you're attracting a larger crowd now. So tell me, has chair yoga changed things here in the village?
I believe so. It's the very first time I got going with chair yoga, there were something like 75 people in the class, and we didn't have enough space. So I asked for a second class,
Yes.
and both those classes were full very quickly. So now in lockdown, they only allowed us 15 people, and we had to keep the chairs 10 feet apart. But now that we're back and able to have everything normal again,
Yes.
the classes are filling up very quickly.
Are they? Oh,
Yes.
okay,
So,
okay.
yes.
And we'll post on the screen, on the lower third of the screen, how people can sign up for the classes. So
Okay.
we'll have that there.
Well, I believe after next week, there's no more signups.
Okay, well, we'll
That-
post that too. Then.
Yes.
We'll put an end date on that.
Right.
Well, all right. So what I want to kind of ask you about is the benefits to chair yoga, because there's a misconception that chair yoga is, and I hate to say the word, easy. It's not. It's what you put into it, right? It's how you practice it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's, I have kind of a little mantra that I use with my students. I say, if you're going to get benefit, try to find the place between effort and ease.
Yes.
Okay. And then also, if they have any body parts that are injured or sore for whatever reason, you know, to always baby that area and make sure that they don't further injure themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So always, number one, making sure the person is very aware of taking care of themselves and getting a benefit.
And I agree, because I have taken your floor yoga classes, and you really stress self-protection.
Yes.
You know, you're here, and you might see your neighbor doing something, and you might try it, and there's a little twinge there or something. That's your body talking to you, and pull back on that. You don't have to compete with somebody. It's yoga.
Right.
So you're always reminding us to do to our own level.
Absolutely, and even after all these years that I've been teaching, I still am getting a benefit because my body can do things a little bit more than they did last year. You know,
Yes.
so it's a very small change, but I see people that come to class, and if they're listening to their bodies and trying to do the postures and do the breathing, they're getting a benefit, and within 3 to 4 months, people will feel changes in their body.
Yes. Now, that's the physicality of it. Let's talk about the emotional and the mental.
Absolutely.
The benefits there. What can
there,
people gain?
There have been studies that have shown that people with types of mental stress of whatever kind get relief from that, because you're allowing also, not only are you working your body, but you're allowing the mind to relax and let go of that mental stress. So it has a benefit for that, and emotional. You know, if we get stuck sometimes in our heart area with emotions, and the breathing can let go of that. So everything together, the breathing, the focusing on the posture, and just letting go of everyday things, it all brings the benefit.
And you're good at that. I mean, we can go to different yoga practitioners. We can go to other people or online or whatever. But I think people come back to you because you have a connection with your class. You have a quiet way about you, and you're always, sort of making us feel that we're improving and that everything's okay. And there's this wonderful, it's like a free space in life. We can just sit there and breathe with you and do whatever you want us to do, and we all leave feeling better as a result of it. It's a very, very nice experience.
Oh, that's
so thank
wonderful. Wonderful to hear that from a practitioner.
It's very true. Well, since we're here and we're in chairs,
Right.
maybe we could do some chair yoga.
Okay.
So what would be something that you would say start off with somebody? You can use them
Well,
as a
I
guinea
always
pig.
start my classes with breathing. Okay, so I have everyone sit comfortably, the hands and forearms resting on their legs. So that way you don't have to worry about what to do with them. Just let them rest there. And then I have people close their eyes and take their awareness then to a breath. And there's about 3 or 4 different breaths that we do, but one of the basic breaths is just basic belly breathing. Okay, where you're just thinking about the breath coming in, letting your belly relax, and then letting the breath go. And they can breathe through their out through their nose or their mouth. Okay. And then you just do that about a few times, and it becomes very still in the class. And usually I can feel when the class has settled down.
Yes.
And then we'll start with our asanas or postures. Okay. So that's how I start most of my classes.
It's pretty remarkable to, as you say, you sense, and I mean, you could have 40 people in this room on a mat or on a chair,
Right.
and you feel everything just quiets down.
Right.
You just feel that happening, and there's a focus on what everybody's doing, and you're guiding them. It's a really marvelous feeling. It's like it's a unique space in your life, and that's why people keep coming back. You know, it's just space away. You know, and I imagine that's why I'm saying when I asked you in the beginning, did COVID have anything to do with that? The increase in people taking because they were searching for something that could quiet their mind.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
But also I've guided a lot of people that to the television show,
Yes.
the taping
Right.
that was done. And then if they don't have television or they don't get Channel 6, I'll guide them to the YouTube.
Yes, but to me that's great because it's always available. I can do it.
Right.
I can do it in the middle of the night. I can do it first thing in the morning. I don't have to wait for a class. That's what's so
right.
good about it. You know,
That's right.
it's on my schedule. So, is there something else that might be that you would surprise you about chair yoga? Maybe something that was a little bit more strenuous. Are you asking us to?
Well, there are postures that we do. Oh, well, one of the ones that I try to get them to sit forward in the chair so that they're not slouching back.
Yes, we don't want that.
Okay, right. And when a person sits upright like this, they're automatically working the core and helping. And what happens is after time, people find that they can sit on a bench that doesn't have a back,
Right.
and they're very comfortable.
Right.
So just the act of sitting up like that, and then also trying to bring the belly in, and then keep the chin. The other thing is the chin down and back, okay? And that counters this thing that we have in our life where we're always looking forward at our phones, a computer, we're reading, we're working, we're making dinner, we're working in the wood shop, whatever it is.
Exactly.
You know,
I walk sometimes and I'm looking down, and that
Right.
you begin. Now you mentioned if you put what did you say if you put your hand?
Just for walking, all you have to do is put one hand behind your back, and that brings one of the shoulders back, and it just forces the upper chest, which is what we're trying to open. So you're instead of leaning forward.
Right, it's hard to bend down when you're doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's such a great
And
hint.
then if you get tired, you just switch
arms.
to the
that's
other
great.
arm.
Oh, that's great. I know. Well, we've only got about another minute or so, and I wanted to just ask you, is there anything that you want us to know about the importance of yoga, whether it be chair yoga, which we really advocate for beginners and folks that, probably can't get down on the floor so much, but what about yoga in general?
Oh, yoga in general. Okay. Well, yoga in general is a practice that's been around for several thousand years.
Yes.
Started in India, and it was taught to people to help them strengthen their bodies, to be able to sit in repose, to sit in a kind of a meditative state, which we know now from studies helps alleviate stress,
Yes.
anxiety, and the body also lets go of pain because all of the muscles are being used, and if the muscles are not used, that's where pain settles and develops.
Now, all my years of doing this, I've never heard it explained that way. Thank you so
Really?
much.
Okay.
Really, no. Well, that's all the more reason for people to come in, and we're going to, I guess we're going to post the available times and dates for any yoga practice that you will have.
Okay.
And I can't thank you enough for allowing us to have some time with you today. I know you're busy because you are also a very accomplished artist, and we've had
thank you.
We're going to be back and doing a show on that. And you're just such a gem in this community, and I can't thank you enough for dedicating so many years of your life to making us all be so healthy, mentally and physically. So thank you, dear friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us today. Many, many thanks to Laura Covarrubias for giving us an update on the Help the Herd campaign and the importance of that program. I also want to give a special thanks to Chris DeYoung for her years of dedication to our village in making so many different types of yoga practices available to us so that we could remain physically and mentally healthy. Please continue to watch us on Wednesday and Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. on Village Television, and anytime you want to on Village Television YouTube. Please take good care of yourselves and be kind to those around you. And we look forward to seeing you next time on Discovering Laguna Woods. Take care.